Yo ho ho, so today I want to rant about everything that's wrong with Goodreads. Now, I am a Goodreads user. I really enjoy using it for the most part. I love being able to track my reading and see how many pages I've read this year. It's all very exciting. However, I feel like it can be quite a dated website. It could be much more efficient in how it runs, and even when it comes down to the social interaction, it could be a lot better than it actually is. So my first issue is that you can't like comments. So for example, if someone leaves a comment on the book that you're currently reading and it's just like a smiley face emoji, it would be nice that you have that option to respond, just to be able to give it a like, to let that person know that you're acknowledging their existence. I tend to get a lot of those sort of comments where I feel like I can't really respond because they're very like one word, or, I just don't really know what to say back. So it would be nice that I could just give it a like and let that person know that, hey, I saw your comment and I approve. Next is one that really drives me up the wall, and it's something that I only realized recently, but you can't reply to comments succinctly. If you go onto your profile and you scroll down and you see that people have commented on the book that you're currently reading, you can't respond to them there. There's literally no option to respond. All it will say is delete. So that's not very handy. And if you want to actually reply to them, you have to go into your notifications, click on their notification that came up, and then it will lead you to be able to actually respond to them. So I find that that's really irritating. Like, why can't you just have a reply option on every area of the website rather than just having it in certain areas? It just kind of slows down the process. And for the longest time, I thought you just couldn't reply to people. I thought Goodreads wasn't a very social site. The next problem that I have with it is one that's a bit petty because it's aesthetically driven, but when you do actually respond to people, it will quote everything that that person has said in your comment, and I just think it looks awful. I think it looks really old-fashioned, and it's not a forum site, so I don't understand why it needs to do that. Like, they could really just update it to have @ mentions, and that's another thing that I hate, that you can't @ mention people on Goodreads whatsoever. And especially when it comes to people recommending you books, every now and again you'll get notifications saying so and so recommends this novel to you. I never pay attention to any of the recommendations I get on Goodreads because I know you can mass recommend a book after you finish it. So therefore, I think that most people are doing that. I don't think a lot of the books I'm recommended are actually tailored for me because that person thinks that I'm genuinely going to be into it. A lot of the time you get self-published authors on there just recommending their works to you, and it's just kind of like, So if they had an option to @ mention people and you could kind of personalize stuff a bit more on there, it would be so handy and the whole website would just work and look a lot better. The next one is a problem that I've encountered in the last year or so through running the book club that I have on there, the Book Cult. And it's that when you're trying to add a book to your book club using the ISBN option, a lot of the time it doesn't work. You'll paste the ISBN into the search bar and nothing will come up. Every now and again it does work. Like once in a blue moon, you'll get the book that you're looking for to pop up in the edition that you're looking for it in. But I find that most of the time it's just blank, and then it makes searching for the specific book a little bit harder because you have to go digging for it, and it's just kind of irritating, especially if you're looking for a book that's in a certain edition that you want people in your book club to read, or that you just want to add to your profile in general. My next problem is another one that's related to having a book club on Goodreads, but it's the fact that you have to manually change out the books that you're reading every month, despite the fact that you're putting in the dates that they're going to be read. So basically, if you put in a book for the 1st of January to the 31st of January, on the 1st of February, your currently reading section on the profile of your book club will still say that you're reading January's book. So you have to go in and move it from currently reading shelf to the already read shelf. And it's just kind of irritating because you think that it would automatically do that, but no, it doesn't. So that's just one thing I always have to remember to do at the start of each new month. And it's also the case with putting up future books, is that like when that month arrives, the book doesn't automatically change its status to currently reading. It's still saying upcoming books. And it's just kind of irritating. It's like, what's the point? Something that I noticed recently is if you use the lists on Goodreads, that Goodreads has like accidentally put up the exact same book, but it's listed twice or 3 times on their website. So I was scrolling through one of these lists, I'll pull it up for you now, and I came across Little Women, and it said that I hadn't read it, but I have read Little Women. I read it last year. It's on my Goodreads profile. So I clicked on this one, and I clicked on the one that I've read, and it's just been listed twice. And for whatever reason, I'm assuming it's because there's a slight variation in the title, but they both have completely different star ratings. And I just thought that this was a bit ridiculous that it doesn't group every single edition together as you think it does. It actually sometimes has multiple editions of the exact same book, so you don't know the true star rating or anything like that. So that's annoying if you do like going through the lists and you do like seeing how many books you've read, because then you have to, in your head add on certain books like, yeah, I've read that, but for some reason it's not marked as read. Something that I said on my Twitter a couple of months ago is that I would love there to be an option on Goodreads to see when you're going to be falling behind on your Goodreads reading challenge. So say if you click on to your challenge and that there's a little prompt when you click onto it saying, be sure to read your next book by Thursday at 7 p.m, otherwise you'll fall behind. I think that would just be so motivational for me personally, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people. And also it would help just giving yourself like a little kick up the bum to get your reading done for that week before you fall behind. Because I hate signing into my Goodreads and seeing that I've yet again fallen behind on my challenge. Sometimes it even happens in the same day, like within the hour, like I get on track and then within the hour or two afterwards, I'm behind again. And it's so annoying that I've gone back and checked after being on track and then it's like, you're behind by one book. I'm like, when did this happen? Why couldn't you tell me this beforehand? My next one isn't like a Goodreads issue itself, but more so the people who use Goodreads in this way. So when you're searching a new book and you want to find some decent reviews for it, and you search Goodreads because you think you'd find a decent review on Goodreads, and the first review that pops up for you is someone who is using a Lion King gif to represent their feels for the book, and that's all. There's no actual written review, it's just a gif. I mean, if there's that option for Goodreads that you can review books just through GIF only, then why isn't there an option to like comments? And finally, my last issue with Goodreads is that their phone app is absolutely terrible. If you've used it, you know yourself, but I had it for a short time and I just realized that it's kind of difficult to maneuver. A lot of the time I have problems with getting notifications that just won't disappear. I have friend requests that I accepted back in 2017 that are still popping up through the notifications on the app. And I think it's crap. I think it's crap. So those are all my issues with Goodreads. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of the points that I made. Let me know if you've come across any issues yourself that kind of get under your skin. And I hope you enjoyed this video and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.